Virgo, welcome to your mini weekly horoscope for May 11th to the 17th, 2026. My name's Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer. Virgo, this week brings a powerful expansion of perspective for you. There's a strong emphasis on your beliefs, your future, and the way you understand your life path. But at the same time, something much deeper is being activated emotionally around trust, vulnerability, and your relationship with control. This is one of those weeks where your external vision for the future and your internal emotional healing are directly connected. The more willing you are to confront what's happening beneath the surface, the clearer your direction becomes. As the week begins, Mercury is moving through Taurus in your ninth house of growth, higher learning, spirituality, travel, and belief systems. Then May 14th, Mercury reaches a Cazimi with the Sun, bringing a moment of heightened clarity and understanding. Because Mercury is your ruling planet, you may feel this very strongly mentally and emotionally. This can feel like a breakthrough in perspective. Something you've been struggling to understand suddenly makes sense. You may find yourself reevaluating your future, questioning old beliefs, or realizing that your life needs to move in a different direction than you originally planned. Because Mercury rules both your first and your 10th houses, this clarity is deeply connected to your identity, your purpose, your career direction, and the version of yourself you are trying to become publicly. What this can look like in your life is receiving important news connected to education, travel, legal matters, publishing, or career growth. For others, this may be more internal, a realization that your mindset has outgrown the limitations you once accepted. On a deeper level, this transit is asking you to reconnect with meaning, not just productivity, not just responsibility, but meaning. If this energy is handled unconsciously, you may spiral into overthinking, become rigid in your beliefs, or feel anxious about not having everything figured out. Virgo energy often wants certainty before movement, but this week is teaching you that growth sometimes requires trusting the unknown before all the answers arrive. On May 16th, we have the new moon in Taurus, which is activating your ninth house, opening a completely new chapter around expansion, opportunity, and the direction your life is moving toward. This is a powerful reset for your mindset and future vision. Internally, this could feel like a growing desire to break out of old limitations and experience more from life. You may feel called toward learning something new, traveling, teaching, sharing your voice, or pursuing a path that feels more aligned with your future. Because the ninth house governs belief systems, the new moon may also shift your relationship with faith in yourself, faith in your future, or faith that your life can evolve beyond its current circumstances. And this is where you begin to plant seeds for a larger life. At the same time, Mars is going to be conjunct Chiron, which is happening in your 8th house in Aries, bringing emotional intensity and healing around vulnerability, trust, intimacy, shared resources, and emotional wounds that run very deep. Because Mars rules your 3rd and your 8th houses, this transit is connecting your thoughts, conversations, and communication patterns with unresolved emotional pains, fears, or trust issues. This can feel emotionally raw at times. Old wounds involving betrayal, rejection, abandonment, financial stress, or emotional dependency may resurface now. You may even notice yourself becoming more guarded, reactive, or emotionally sensitive beneath the surface. What this can look like is tension around shared resources, emotional vulnerability, especially within relationships, or even confronting fears you usually try to intellectualize rather than fully feel. For some of you, this transit may even reveal how much energy you've spent trying to maintain control emotionally because vulnerability once felt unsafe. If this energy is handled unconsciously, it can show up as defensiveness, emotional withdrawal, obsessive thinking, or power struggles within relationships. But when you work with this energy consciously, this becomes a profound healing process. This energy is asking you to understand that vulnerability is not weakness. It's honesty. It's emotional courage. You are being challenged to stop protecting yourself so intensely that you block the intimacy, healing, or support that you actually need. Then we get to May 17th, and the energy shifts very quickly towards your career and future direction. Mercury leaves Taurus and enters Gemini in your 10th house, immediately forming a conjunction to Uranus. This can bring sudden news, breakthroughs, opportunities, or changes involving your career, public image, or long-term goals. This could look like unexpected opportunity, sudden realizations about your career path, or important conversations with authority figures, or even a desire to move in a completely different direction professionally. Because Mercury rules both your identity and your career sector, this feels highly personal. Your mind is opening to possibilities you may not have considered before. Uranus brings unpredictability, so things may move quickly now. You may feel inspired and mentally energized, but also uncertain about how everything will unfold. If this energy is handled unconsciously, you may become impulsive, scattered, or anxious about sudden changes. But when you work with this energy consciously, this becomes innovation. This is where new possibilities begin opening that align more closely with the person you are becoming. This energy is asking you to remain flexible and curious rather than clinging to old definitions of success or stability. As you move through this week, there's a very clear story unfolding. The beginning of the week expands your perspective and helps you reconnect with your truth. The middle of the week asks you to confront deeper emotional wounds around trust, vulnerability, and control. And the end of the week brings sudden shifts and breakthroughs around your future direction and career path. This is a week of transformation through awareness. You're being asked to think bigger about your life while also becoming more emotionally honest with yourself about what you truly need. By the end of the week, you may realize that the future you want requires not only practical planning, but emotional openness, trust, and the willingness to grow beyond the limitations of your past.